Thank you for attending another show of Java with Jims. My name is Jim Philippi. I'm an estate planning attorney in Northern California for the Philippi Law Firm. I'm here with my really good friend, Jim Meyer, who's a real estate agent for Remax Gold. Jim, everybody's question in the morning is, how do you like your coffee?
Well, you know what? You're always asking about my coffee. You never ever ask me about my milk.
That's true. So, Jim, how do you like your milk?
I like my milk like Kevin O'Leary's reputation evaporated.
Wow.
Okay, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, everybody talks about, market value and what's my house worth and all of that. Where does appraisals fall in this? What does it do? How does that work? And when do I need to use an appraisal?
Okay, so if you're going to buy a house, if you're not paying cash, you're going to need an appraisal if you're getting a loan. Now, if you're putting a huge chunk of money down, sometimes there are appraisal waivers, and but your lender might say, "Oh, you're putting so much down, the bank isn't going to ask for an appraisal." And then sometimes, a lot of times later, they say, "I was wrong. We do need an appraisal." So more than likely, 9 out of 10 times, you're getting a loan for the house. You're going to get an appraisal. The appraiser is going to get what's called comps. That's comparable sales in the neighborhood. They're going to do a lot more than what you see on Zillow when you look your house up. They're going to go in, they're going to measure it. And then if it's a VA loan, they're going to be very strict. If it's a FHA loan, they're going to be pretty strict also. If it's conventional, a little less strict. And so depending on all that, they're going to have to get inside the house. And then again, they're going to compare it to the neighboring houses. And an appraisal today, you cannot just call any appraiser. Your lender has to go to a neutral third party that finds that appraiser for you. Why? Because so many rules were broken prior to 2008 that by 2009, 2010, they came up with some really, really strict guidelines. But Jim, my question to you is, what other reason why would somebody need an appraisal for their house?
That's a really good question. The reality of it is that appraisals are traditionally thought of in the context of what you just said. It can be in other contexts as well from a legal standpoint. If you're going through divorce, which I don't get involved in divorces, but obviously if you're getting a divorce, it may be helpful to know what the value of the estate's going to be set for distribution of all the other assets in the community property estate. But when it comes to things like probates, which is what I do get involved with, having an established date of death value will do a lot of things. One, it deals, helps you with your taxes and step up in basis. It'll help with establishing values for dispersing assets if you're like apportioning assets to different beneficiaries. If you're in a litigation context where you're suing someone else, having an idea of what the value of their assets are becomes very important as well. And it's a little different than what you were just talking about, where you have to have this third party order the appraisal. Here, it's just like any other expert witness. You got to make sure that they have the credentials that can withstand the scrutiny of defense counsel or opposing counsel, and establish a strong opinion of value. So a lot of different uses, but most traditionally people recognize it as, I'm buying a house, I need an appraisal, but they can be used in other situations as well.
Right, and then we're recording this at the late January 2023. As of a couple of weeks ago, appraisers would call us immediately once they get the contract because a lot of them have gone to work with Walmart because the number of sales has gone way down. But over the weekend, we just got 3 offers on one of our listings. So the market might be picking up. So it might be time, if you were putting off buying a house, it might be time to buy a house right now. And if Jim, you talked about probate, before you die, you should get everything in order. Jim, what would they do if somebody's planning to die sometime in the future? What should they do with their house?
It depends. My advice typically is put it in a trust, but that doesn't apply to everybody. So what you really should do is sit down with an estate planning attorney, someone like an attorney at my firm that can go over your exact situation and determine what's best for you.
Awesome. And you're going to see the phone number right below here or somewhere on our video, and you can call Jim. And then when you're ready to buy or sell, I would love to serve you. Also call Jim. Same name, different phone numbers. Anyway, that's another exciting episode of Java with the Jims. Jim, do you have any parting words?
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.
All right. See you tomorrow morning.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.